Thanks for staying with us. Now, with a high rate of unemployment and poverty in the country, Nigerians are looking for more ways to legally make money. And recently, many Nigerians are tapping into creator economy, one where anyone gets to monetize their knowledge, skills, and expertise through selling or sales of digital products and building their audience. However, in recent times, making money from selling digital products like ebooks, courses, trainings, and much more has become mainstream as Nigerians are now making hundreds and thousands of dollars monetizing their knowledge via digital products. Just as the name implies, digital products are intangible assets or pieces of media that you sell online. They typically do not have any physical form or need the inventory to be replenished. Digital products can be in any form, such as ebooks, online courses, downloadable music, checklists, reports, articles, webinars, services, whatever it is, and much more. So one of the misconceptions with digital products today is the creator needs to be big, needs to be famous like Brother Shaggy or Taoma or very popular to earn from it. But our guest says that's wrong. Anyone can monetize their knowledge. So before we bring in our guest, let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. I want to quickly ask Milola and AK, have you in any way thought about selling what like content online before?
Yes, I have. But, the problem with me is that I think I overthink these things. Mainly because I hate what I call watery content, and there's a lot of it around. I want to be so different and clearly set apart that I always think, okay, let me go and do a little bit more, let me go do it a little bit more. That may be me overthinking it, but yes, I have thought about putting digital content out there, but I want to do it at the best, so that people will not be looking at my content the way I'm looking at some people's content. I'm not a believer of just do it anyhow. I'm sorry. But I'm a believer of start small, but not do it anyhow. Anyhowness.
There should be some level of perfection and precision, even with the small starts.
Exactly.
I get you. Exactly. I get you. Milola, how about you? Have you thought about putting anything online from what you know? Maybe starting a training school on fashion.
Yeah. I do training, actually. I do training on skincare. I do fashion training as well. But aside from the current business, which I'm dedicated to, I've actually thought about selling knowledge. The challenge is people do not value knowledge and they don't place premium on knowledge. People would rather buy tangible stuff than the intangible, forgetting the fact that it's intangible that gives birth to the tangible. So in our country, except for recent time, when it's becoming more rampant because many of us live on social media more than we live in actual life. Because in our waking consciousness, we find ourselves spending more hours online than actually offline. So it has become imperative and it's becoming more rampant that people are consuming intangible knowledge as against tangible products. So yes, I have a plan. I'm actually working currently on doing some series on teaching and training, which I intend to monetize. Because I understand that the value you bring to the marketplace determines the resource you take out of the marketplace. So I definitely have a plan to monetize my knowledge. I'm not doing this much work into self-development just for my self-enlightenment alone. I need to be able to convert my intangible to real tangible asset. So yes, of course, it is something that I'm very, very interested in doing, and that's why this particular topic is of interest to me. I would like to hear from our guests the best way we can monetize our skills and our knowledge, because there's no way I'm not willing to monetize my skills.
Absolutely. So for me, I think it's more of, where am I right now? I've not been able to put a finger, because I know I'm many things, right? I've not been able to put a finger to say this is what I want to push forward, right? Maybe that's where I am at. And I know that there are many people like me out there. So let me bring in our guests, right? Douglas is the founder and CEO of Seller.co, an online store builder for anyone looking to sell digital products like ebooks, courses, services, and more. He's had a lot of experience working at multi-billion-dollar companies like Flutterwaves and Paystack. Douglas is 25 years old. Just so you know, let's put it out there, and has been running Seller for the past 5 years. Seller is is on a mission to empower Africans to monetize their knowledge through selling digital products. And in the last 2 years, Seller has paid over 700 million naira to digital creators all over Africa. Now, this digital product and creator economy sector is growing rapidly in Africa, and Seller believes that this is the next big wave in Africa. So, Douglas has joined us live with us in studio. Thank you so much, Douglas, for joining us.
Hi, Ura, thanks.
I love to emphasize that part that you're 25. Why? Because, I mean, we talked about a video yesterday that was going trending. You know, people that are young these days, you just feel like they have time to do nonsense online. When people are like you, you're making money. People are just busy churning out content and, and not monetizing it, or just doing all sorts just because they want to blow. But I like what you're doing, first of all, because it means that for anyone that has some level of knowledge, right, you can actually convert that knowledge to money. You don't have to wait for the big things. I like that idea that you don't have to be famous, because again, that's been a lot of people, their fear. What if nobody buys? What if nobody, because it's not like I do not have these things. I know how to teach how to braid hair online, but who will buy it? Who will take that content, consume it, and pay for it, right? That's been the biggest fear I think a lot of people have. But walk us through, first of all, what is this content creator economy really looking like right now in Nigeria? Is it as juicy as it looks on paper?
Yeah, I think it's definitely it's getting juicier, I think, that I would say. So I built this, at least in 2016 when this sort of started, it was very much like a few creators. There were just like a handful of people like making money, and this is like 5 years after that time, and now it's a lot more popular. So ideally, the creator economy is typically people that are creating digital content and just monetizing it. So it definitely encompasses even YouTubers in some way. It encompasses people selling ebooks, courses, services. I think one of the main takeaways that everybody should go with, maybe it's not one of the things, is people overestimate what other people know. So you could know a lot of things and you could just think everybody knows this thing, but very likely people don't. And that's one, and it's like for you that maybe like trying to make something perfect, just forget it. Like you should, like, you'll be surprised like all the things that like a lot of people don't know. And this is like where you share, however, in whatever form, and then you will find your audience. If you're concerned about like, oh, how do I go from like a small like creator, nobody knows me? The answer is very simple: advertisement. And I mean, Facebook and Instagram, whenever they're not down, they they make it very easy for you to like reach thousands of people for just like 5,000 naira. And the point of like creating content and selling it is you make something that you think people want or you want to share, and you put in a little advertising dollars. Hopefully you package it very well, and you try to find the right audience for you. I mean, there's like a whole skill to like advertisement, and people teach courses on how to better advertise. But the important thing is you can definitely reach as many people as you want, and platforms always make it easy. And I mean, with collaborations with like influencers, hopefully you see an audience that might be like interested in something that you want. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're kind of touched on the first question I want to ask. How do you convince people to buy digital products? You know why I'm asking? Because you're competing with the free platforms. Anything, go to YouTube and you will see the free things that are lined up there. And coming from somebody that I don't like paying for, I'm sorry, but my friends forgive me, especially those that sell digital content. But I find it very hard to pay for things. You must really convince me that my money is of great value. So does this, let me not call the app name, there's this app that gives you even latest books. Now, because they have given me a free version, I don't mind. I'm ready to pay for it because I find latest books there, and compared to the money I'll pay for some other big app, it was just right for me. But you know, whether you want to learn how to braid, you want to learn how to make yogurt, you want to learn how to, everything is on YouTube. So you're competing with free stuff. How do you convince people to pay for your knowledge?
So to some degree, a lot of the creator economy is about individuality. So when people buy your products, they're kind of like buying it because they like you. or they're buying it because they see you, they respect you as
see
an
the
authority.
value you bring.
Yes, so, and also just because they respect you as an authority. And I'm not saying this typically happens, but you could be selling like nothing, but you've built an authority of someone that knows what they're doing, and you will consistently like sell. And that's really how it works, because people trust you that you are giving value. And I mean, there are a lot of people that put a lot of time and effort. Like, she's very, Daniela is very concerned. She knows she has the knowledge. And I know you don't want to like give water content to some degree, but once you can build an, like, I mean, she's also been doing a lot of trainings. That's very helpful. I'll give you an example. There is this lady, she's a final year student in like a university, I can't remember which, but she teaches people how to like get into the hair business, basically like shipping and importing. And what she had done before she launched her course was she taught a lot of free classes. She gave a lot of free, so that's even a very big thing. You want to give a lot of free content, give a lot of free value. People respect that. Oh,
so sort of building your rep and building,
yes,
that trust, just as you said, and building your brand and letting people know that you know your stuff.
Yes, and I mean, sometimes, yes, you have to go that way, and it's not exactly like a short process, like a short time process. Sometimes that takes like 3 months, 6 months. But some of the time, it can just be your personal brand. Like you as an anchor, people follow you, people see what you're doing. Maybe you're posting maybe you have like a hair making thing coming soon, and then you tell them, hey, I have this. Just give them like a teaser, heads up, and then over time, people are getting more familiar with what you're selling and what you're about, and eventually when you have something to sell or when you're ready, you release that.
Okay, Damilola, let's come to you.
Yeah, I'm here. I agree with what please, can you give me his name again so that I can address him properly? Douglas, yes. It's important that people are consuming you first before you consume your products. And one critical part to be able to sell intangible knowledge is to be able to make yourself an authority. People that buy from you, one, they trust you, or two, they respect you. People who know you probably trust you. People who don't know you probably respect you. Yeah. So you need to be able to have those two things on your side for you to be able to sell intangible as a commodity to people. Digital products is more like services really, because there's no tangible product in the real sense. It's an intangible product. So you want to be able to build content, build character, so that a lot of people can be your character witness before they can then leverage you. Then you can then leverage that popularity or that publicity to be able to sell stuff that are not tangible. So it is very, very important that you learn to, first of all, develop yourself as a brand and find a way to incorporate a personal brand with a corporate brand. That is one of the things that I try to do. I'm building Milola. If you take it or not, I am Damilola, but the name of my brand is Milola. I'm trying to build a synergy between a personal and a corporate brand. That way, people get to buy me first before they buy what I'm wearing. It's how it looks on you, it's how they connect to you that determines the kind of credibility that brand has before they can then go on to consume any other product you have. Okay. A simple example would be when I started my fashion business, and 2 years down the line, I started a skincare business. I was able to sell to people that were existing customers for my clothing line the same skincare product that I had. And in the first year, I was able to do a turnover that I did not even do in fashion business with the skincare business. Why? Because you've already established that credibility. Do you understand? You're already identified as a brand. So if I come out tomorrow and I start selling knowledge, or I start selling training, or I start selling anything, people have seen you being consistent over years. It makes it easier for people to buy whatever it is you're selling. Be it is worthy content or not. Eventually, if you'll be figured out. Just like Douglas said, if you're selling any commodity and it is nothing, but you are leveraging your popularity, it's only a matter of time before people actually see through you and know that you're not what you put yourself out to be. So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot by trying to just leverage popularity without developing content. Absolutely. So that's how I see it, and that's my take about it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Douglas a few more questions, because I like what you talked about, having that confidence when you have built a brand, you've done a lot of freebies, then you now start to charge.
Yeah.
I have one question for you. When we come back from the break,
Okay.
stay with us. Thanks for staying with us now. So if you just tuned in, we're having an amazing chat with Douglas on the new gold. Yes, and how to how digital products can boost the economy. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-8663. So, you know, with digital products, right, it's actually easy to share.
Yes.
And we just buy one, because I know one app, I will not mention, let me not expose myself, but we know one app like that, when they stream, one family can have 50 accounts, you know, everybody just signs in, you don't need to go and subscribe. One subscription is good. In fact, my sister in France has password, I have password.
They're making money, despite the fact that
it's question me, I'm asking. So it's easy to pilfer an online digital product. So how will the person that is creating this content make money?
Protected.
I just need to buy one and I'll share.
That's a concern that a lot of like creators typically have, that, oh my God, they're going to like share my ebook. And I mean, I see that like in customer conversations that like all of our people like concerned, people like post screenshots of people sharing their ebook. But the truth is, the people that are going to buy your product will buy it. And the people that are not going to buy your product will not buy it. And I mean, that seems basic information, but the point that is being passed across is work on people that are going to buy your product and convincing people that are going to buy your product, because that's not something that you can control. And when it comes to, and it doesn't make sense to music piracy started in like early 2000s when music went digital and off CDs, and when Apple let people like burn DVDs.
I would even say way before then. Way before.
And I mean, with a lot of the like record labels at the time, they tried to like really fight it. Maybe they tried to crash like all the torrent things before the Napsters. But piracy is still on today.
But people are still making their money.
People are still making their money, and that's really what the creators should focus on. There's so many like amazing customers that will get value from your product, and like not everybody is like counting like 40 people in like one house sharing your PDF. There are like multiple people all over the world in different states. They don't know each other. They will buy your product. Reach them and focus on things that are actually like in your control.
I like the
response. I like that. That example you even gave is so far. Things like so maybe you get a menu or a plan. One person needs to buy the weight loss plan. All of us will have. Not all of us. All the people will have it.
That weight loss plan is very rampant.
Yeah. So I was going to talk about. I think you've delved into what I want to talk about, which is whether digital product or not, there'll always be a marketing channel. And I think that's what your platform is trying to do, helping people to put this together in a place where they can actually sell it, kind of have some records for their sales, have some records for their sales. So give us a little more insight into that, because there's also the business angle of doing this.
Yeah.
You know, whether digital content or not, you are, if nothing, for your makeup, you are using money. And there's a technology behind it. There's also arranging the content.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to come out with all the FEZ. Exactly. So how does one manage that? Do you have to be have some skills, some expertise to be able to put all this together? How do you help people do that?
So, apart from really makes this easy, I think one of the things that I've learned just in general from my personal experience is you want to build a product that is as easy to navigate as Facebook. And I mean, Facebook is not that easy because people still ask for help, but you want to make it very easy for anybody that wants to start out. So I have like users that are selling millions in Naira now, selling the course. She's 54, she sets up like all the products herself. She runs the course monthly, makes millions of Naira. And so to some degree, it's very simple. You sign up on our platform, selar.co, SELAR.co, and you set your bank account details, and immediately you have the option to upload the PDF file that you would have already created. I mean, people are creating PDF files simply on like Word documents, exporting it as a PDF, upload it. If you're making a course where it features like videos, of course you would have recorded that. And I mean, there's so many people that are teaching people how to like record like courses on their phone. So nothing even needs like professional studio work like anymore. I'll give you an example. Like the lady I mentioned earlier with the school, and she made like over 500,000 naira in her first month of selling that course, and she recorded that course with her phone. I saw the videos. All of them is with her phone. I think she used a tripod. She put it together. Everything is like ready, and she was good to go. So you can definitely get started very hands-free. I think people think of big productions it's nice when you see like those courses on like Udemy or YouTube that are like well produced. All of that's really nice, but the point is the knowledge, and provided you can make that available for people to do, it makes sense. So the other question I would say is, so in terms of how we make it easy, so let's say people are trying to sell like an ebook at some point. Maybe they basically would share like their maybe account details. You send them money in their bank accounts. They check their statements, confirm the money. They send you a PDF. All of that's very like too much hassle. If you have 100 people, you're grateful for 100 sales, but imagine like checking a bank statement for 100, sending the PDFs one by one. However, with this, you upload the PDF once, have a link. People go, they can pay via like their card, their bank account, and immediately they pay, they download it. And you get your money in your bank account straight, they get their PDF, they walk their way. And that's really like what our platform is about, just making it easy for you to distribute your content, sell it online, like both like locally and internationally, which is also like a very big thing. A lot of the products, I think a lot of products that people make in Nigeria, they underestimate like how good it's going to like work in the international markets. And let's not even forget like the whole Japa thing where like everybody in Nigeria is leaving Nigeria. So your customers are leaving, they're getting higher buying power, they're more interested in your products because the things that you sell are are still valuable, and you get to make more money both locally and internationally.
Absolutely. Milola, why are you laughing?
It's the Japa line that got me backing up, sorry.
Okay, I was going to ask, are there funny products that people sell? Like, what's the worst thing ever to create to say you want to sell online? Because a lot of times people just think that, okay, because like you rightly said, where somebody is thinking, you know, for instance, I can go and sell how to start a shit business, because they say shit business is serious business, right? You know, so what's the worst thing ever? Are there things that is like a no, you can't do this online, it won't move, or anything goes right now?
I don't want to use the word worst or funny, but I will tell you a couple of products that I have seen. I've seen a product that says how to date a married man without consent or with the consent of his wife.
What?
Wow.
People buy the product.
Yes.
Don't buy it.
Hey.
Don't buy it.
I've also seen like how to stop snoring. I don't think people are not interested in that. People are interested in that.
Snoring is a big
how
deal.
to stop snoring is even a funny product. I think it's a very serious
It's very
product.
important.
Yeah.
Snoring has broken up marriages. So.
Go ahead.
I've had someone like make an ebook out of her apartment house hunting. That's not funny, but you just think, why would somebody want to read an ebook of someone that did house hunting in Lagos? I mean, Lagos house hunting is the worst in the world.
Oh my God.
I mean, and she wrote an ebook about it, and people bought that. You have someone that wrote about like, oh, my Dubai experience. And you would think, but that's content that you see for free on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I know you talked about that. The thing is, people have Google, but they still would rather you feed it to them, and they don't mind paying. And that's the thing. Like there was a product I saw which was like how to create Google Forms online. To a lot of people, that is super basic. And a simple Google search will save that for you. But that product sold for 1,500 and people paid for the class.
Wow.
It sold for 1,500.
Yes.
Wow. Please, I'm starting my own.
Are you telling me how to raise children? I have plenty.
I actually know a seller that talks about like raising like children the right way and all of that. She makes a lot of money, like a lot. So like,
hey, wow.
It's people really just underestimate.
You're my new best friend. Don't worry. We are going to create products. Products will be everywhere. Milola, what are you saying?
I concur. I agree with you, 100.
So I was going to ask that this microwave economy, right, where we have young people that are not even patient to read, right? What's the best form of ebooks to do? You know, because people don't have
Deployment.
patience.
I can even answer that one.
I be audio. Wait, audio day. Even people don't get time to listen to the audio.
Wow.
I'm telling you, people are like quick. Everybody's just rushing to do things. They don't have that time. So, is there a particular length? It's not just about the audio.
Yeah, you're
is there a particular length that is ideal that would go quickly? Maybe keep it within an hour. Within, you know, even if you are doing the audio book, if you are doing the normal reading or whatever, print book and all of that, ebook. What's the best counsel that you've seen that the products sell quicker when it comes to the duration or the amount of words, you know, when it comes to the write-ups for ebooks, for instance?
I think when people think of like books, typically they think 200 pages, 150, 300. But like a lot of ebooks that I see are like a lot less, especially if the idea to be communicated is very condensed. Or, I mean, people still sell like fiction ebooks and all of that. That can be long because they know their audience. Their audience wants a very engaging story. Yeah, they want gist. So, however, like a lot of ebooks are a lot smaller now. So you have 60 pages, you have 50 pages, very, very simple by size, very big fonts, well designed, very pretty. And I mean, Canva is like a platform that makes that very easy to design things without like any stress. A lot of people use that to make like beautiful ebooks without any like professional skill. And making something beautiful, that big font, less few pages, 60, 50, provided you communicate the knowledge that people need, people will read that, will get the information.
I want to suggest a book for Tiwa Savage.
How
to tackle a blackmailer. It will sell.
It will sell.
Hey.
I was even going to add that you see that even with the audiobooks,
Yeah.
so they don't do the full, like there's this app called LibriVox. It reads word for word everything. But now if you go to other apps, Blinkist, you get to read a book in 15 minutes. That's how short our attention span is.
Yeah.
So I think what he's saying is totally true. So you see, even the real authors themselves summarize their book in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So I'm like, wait, well, I'm like, so if you can write the book,
Whatever sells.
you now write the 1,000 pages. Yeah.
I think about it when I think of platforms like Blinkist, the ones where they do the summary. Because I mean, if I'm being honest, I read some like books and I'm like, I don't think I should have read this like 5 pages. This is like shall I read? It wasn't useful.
Nature of some of those pages are like
Just not useful.
Yeah, not just, you're right.
I mean, it's good because most of the time they set like context for like the next part.
There's literally appreciation. So yes, all those things you learned in school about adjectives, write it like this, but you cannot waste it.
How to evade punishment in body hands. I said, I'm getting inspiration. You should be catching the inspiration. I'm giving you free out there, so that you can go and write book and make money. But tell me, averagely, what do you think someone that decides to say, you know what, I want to make, and the person is actually selling good. I want to make. I mean, I remember you mentioned the lady that started and she made about 500,000 in her first month. So if someone wants to start averagely, what do you think the person should be looking at in terms of projections? Now, okay, if the product is really good, you know, how well will it do in terms of naira and copper?
That's a very good question, because while I know a lot of like creators that earn a consistent income of maybe like $1 million, I know a lot of other creators that typically have a very huge like opening and then in a couple of months it dwindles. But then I guess it still depends on like your approach, your marketing, and your consistency. So I think I know a creator that wrote an ebook and she made maybe like $1 million in 2 months, and maybe the sales did not necessarily become like 500K every month for like the next 6 months. But then again, there are people that will consistently promote their book, because there are people that do this as like a side income, or there are people that just do it because they want to share knowledge. Like I know a writer that she's a designer and she just wanted to help young upcoming designers learn how to do like UI and UX design. So she wrote an ebook in like a couple of months and then she put it out. She has a full-time job. She doesn't have time to be promoting an ebook every day. So the income she will get will be different from someone that is like they're waking up every day and like their income is like they're pushing like every day, they're reinventing themselves, they're releasing like new content. But all the same, it's hard to put a number, because you have people selling like 500 naira ebooks, you have people selling like courses of like 300K, 500K, and even more. So it really varies over time.
All right. Okay, you have one question?
I have one question, which is back to the economy that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Would you say that, this is a space that can act as an alternate source of employment for people and also a source of forex.
Yes. So I think one of the most surprising things to me over the last couple of months has been like how big Nigerians sell to Ghanaians. It's like you would think that like the products that we have would not always translate, but I mean one thing I've just learned is that products are very translatable like across like multiple African countries, because I see a lot of Nigerians selling courses to people in Ghana. I mean, there was actually an author, a very close friend of mine, she has like an ebook called How to Have a Lean Wedding, how to have a wedding like with like 100K. And
so that one we said the economy is not good.
but somebody in Ghana bought it, and I was very confused. And it's like it's very interesting because like people will buy these products are very translatable. We work with so many like international platforms like Flutterwave to make it very easy to sell like internationally, and that's good. Also sells internationally. People sell like products of like $3,000, $5,000, and you think. And that's a source of forex, and that's like stuff that we really want to promote, because a lot of the ideas. I mean, I knew a creator that sold like maybe $5, $10, like 5,000 naira ebooks, maybe like 2018. I tell the story a lot, and in 2020, I saw her sell like a coaching service to a lot of like white people for like $1,500.
Wow!
And these are not like Nigerians like in the diaspora. These are people that respect the service that she's doing. She has built her brand. It's really good, and she's selling that service. She's bringing her forex into the country, and so there's so much knowledge that can be shared and can be exported, and makes it very easy, because these are not things that you have to ship. These are things that you get the money instantly and you'll be fine.
Milola, we've run out of time. I would have really loved to ask about like the impact it's had on the economy locally, the Nigerian economy, because we're suffering. We're talking about everybody's just dependent on oil as a source of revenue. Do you see this going to really impact the GDP of our economy?
That's a very big one. Because I don't know how big this impact has to be for like to really impact the GDP, but I think it's a very budding like space that is growing on, and we're not like the only platform doing it. There's so many other platforms, and it's great to see. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, a lot of people are going to be exporting. Like, I mean, if someone can like sell a service of $8,000, imagine if 1,000 people are selling services of $8,000, and how that impacts like everybody. Because one of my favorite things about like being a digital creator, which I don't think people know, is they are actually employers of labor. So when you make one digital product, like I know people that sell digital products and they employ 3 to 4 staffs, because you pay somebody to do A, B. I mean, when you're trying to make everything better, and that's great for the economy, because you're creating employment. You're teaching, you're helping families, and all of that is really great.
How to jackpot. That's another course.
That book is
it's
selling already.
Oh, see? It's selling already.
It's selling already, and it's selling very well. The Canada one is selling the most.
How to jackpot to Canada.
I think Uwa will sell a book about books that you should write.
I'm telling you, I should sell a book about books you should write. So if you pick my topic, you will pay me money. Have you not been so?
It sounds ridiculous.
I'm actually good with ideas.
That is already selling. I know it sounds like I'm saying everything is selling, but like there's a product that I know sold. It's like 100 ideas that you can like use to like sell like an ebook things, and it's like, and that's the thing. People underestimate the things that they know and think that people know. You will do very well.
You recall this guy, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. The guy that does. Because, it's just very simple thing. Why would you make opening a car door complicated? And the guy will just go and do it.
It's like, it's not that complicated.
It's not that complicated. So I get you. You're right.
Thank you so much, Douglas.
My
pleasure.
pleasure.
Had an amazing chat with you. Thank you, Akadimo. Thank you, Milola. We have been having issues with your network. But before we go, I'm coming. I'll come back with you next week. Do ensure you follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica. I think I will sell how to be natural on TV, because that's who I am.
Yes.
Yeah, you can interact with us further. Drop a comment. You see the way I'm dropping it hot. And more importantly, we're planning a giveaway to say thank you to you for believing in the Waze brand. So do well to follow us now. It's at Waze Show Africa. Like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. So if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Short, simple. Content isn't kingo. It is the kingdom. All right, we'll see you guys next week at 8 p.m. So bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.